I don't pay Uncle Obuasi. I'm the Obuasi as a national conversation, but my producer dramatizing. The all concern be a dear Ben Ecoso, and as a dear, a bit me a Obuasi issue.
Okay, the kind main church for now, main cassette. It's to trust a man AC in terms of thuggery, any violence, any attacks to forcibly take over institutions and other state institutions. No, and your party a support officially. I'm sure you've heard the president say time and again. Say, as on my mano, on my idea. Into Quanya is a family or my own banner. Galamsey Elkosi, it's a big headache to all of us. Now, what has happened in Obuasi is most unfortunate. My to say about 8 people have lost their lives. These are Ghanaian young people.
Sorry to butt in. Anope many honorable for still love appear canin. On another parliamentary candidate Obuasi West as I say Onan Kasano or call mortuary in Rano. She counted 10 dead bodies. 10.
10 dead bodies.
Yes, please.
So if that is the case, I am most unfortunate. These are young people, whatever way, and any loss of life is regrettable. Now, I've also seen a video of a presenter from a different TV station in Accra, literally inciting people, say, or share among for Kutupai,
that's right.
Or share among for Kutupai, say, Obuasi, young people should go and attack. And I find that very, very, very disturbing. Say, said, you could be Mamin Kedu, Yinaya, Bohubai, Yapua, or Mina Betu, the Bia Eduya. Enka Obi, the Bikra, Enya. There are institutions that are supposed to deal with these people. In Tisabe, Sir Anglo Gold, Ashanti Kra, Bibi Koso Hone Enya, is not in the place of a Mebulu to go and attack and take over the place. And most disturbing is the fact that Obia or take TV so and our radio so or your presenter and then Anchor or no should have known better and incited people to do these kinds of things. And I don't think as a country we should encourage, entertain, or put up with these kinds of behavior. The president has already directed buying before any move into this incident, and whoever is culpable, they should be brought to book. And I hope the investigation would extend to include whether there's a linkage between that inciting statement, whether it was said yesterday or last year or whenever, whether there's a correlation and also there's a link between what had happened and whether there's a link between that statement and what had happened. But I don't see it as something that we should put me statements like me who say you know the same being said in previous it's from Fanchel. It's a serial caller be and our friend of all Canadian. I mean, you could forget, but somebody who is on air as a presenter, because people should go and take over a public corporation, a public institution. It's very disturbing. Now, to us, stop these acts of wanton destruction of property. Every do baby no. Obi kura said a presidency, you go to a one penny and free that simply because people do not appreciate or understand what is happening. Say Anglo Ashanti Ayedivia. There are investigations. There are institutions in place from the audit service, through to Yoko, through to, the police, etc. And if anyone has any evidence of any public institution doing the wrong thing, the best thing to do is to report it to the police. Now, Mr. Kwanya was also not massive bamboo. So, police and your because if there's no confidence in the police, it makes it very difficult for people to also feel that they can come and report to the police to take certain actions. Now, we all have a duty. They say if we treat politics as a spectator sport, one said a sports I can't do with you.
A good deal.
A good deal you are. We a spectator. Only player in Saudi na Udlanche. Oh, have ball say yeah, bobola. The worst you can do is to shout from the stand
from the touchlines.
Won't even go park and also enko. And to see you treat politics as a spectator sport, then we would be the losers.
All right, but Ras,
whether you are a public official, whether you are an ordinary citizen, as of my mono, you're going by.
I do see I quite to say, you know, more NDC now are crying more than any other body. It look like say, NDC mebunu, yes, from where you sit and normal what me ya say sanity.
Meno until I see some evidence, until investigations are conducted. So, no party A and not party B, and I wouldn't be on your radio and say party A and not party B, say NDC, we shouldn't condemn it. We should condemn it.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's to trust them is to trust them. Said you condemn MPP Nebunu who call court room in a Ashanti region. Called disruptive court process. Said you condemn MPP for to be called regional security coordinator from his office. In a violent way. So also my NDC Nebunu ABDC and we have to condemn it. Now, we must not play hypocrisy with things like this. Because at the end of the day, it's a country that is getting a bad name.
Point noted. But
the press is already picking it up. International press is picking it up.
But what's so you kind of say the communication from the presidency. Have you taken your time to read it? Even say said you crafted a kind of say statement now. You don't see any condemnation from the presidency. It's about but a normal air consul strong condemnation from the top say this thing should not happen. I'm
sure if you've been following President Mahama, time and again from day one, he's been talking about the fact that it's unacceptable for people to go and do things like this from day one. She had a public statement from 7th January. I'm sure that Wakanda Bear twice or thrice. Okay, so in terms of condemning such acts and a similar acts, President Mahama has done it.
But Ras, I know you as an astute communicator. No two ways about that. Yeah, well, any the effects are different from said BBC Akano. And yes, you might have written a line or two to say, but the emphasis is lacking.
Is it? So if you look at the language of the statement, Ubisamia is appropriate because they say or condemn. The condemnation, the loss of lives is regrettable. Immediately, no. That is where the focus is. Loss of lives, and then investigations to ascertain what might have happened. So only if you more now can say what the blame and now could do bambo for one you might discourage them from doing their work because so the Juma and I'm sure that I've told this story so many times. In the early 90s, I wanted to join the military. I was only discouraged from joining because of my height. But the difficulty in being an officer. And then sometimes they restrain themselves from, they come under all sort of attacks, which means that police need to civilian air prono. I mean, these acts in any other country, if you do this, you go to jail for a long time.
Police need why?
It's unacceptable. And we have to call a spade a spade. But what I'm saying, listen, we have to be very careful in the language we use in condemnation. Because when I call ball home, and I don't know, yada, somebody is doing the work of protecting us, of looking after our best interest. And if we're not careful, we're going to discourage them from doing their job. I don't know what had happened, how it all started, but what I know is 8 or 10 people have died, as you indicated. Now, if 8 or 10 people had died, it can only take an investigation to ascertain exactly what had happened.
But and what led media, the role we play. It was our normal way now. Say BB and the Kokusi say, oh, BB no BB justifiably or unjustifiably. What the BB media man be? You see the DJ and the rest come in to condemn. But and how say media no errant, normal say ya. They said they're okay. It's like GJ and T. But say Ubin so react. Not say then the GJ will come in. How do you see that phenomenon echo? Like so somebody sits on radio, does anything at all.
There can be no justification for inciting violence whatsoever. Obakai, and you are old enough, Minian. You know Rwanda, you know the story of Rwanda too well. So the day for baby when it would know. It started from a radio station. You know, bigoted statements being made on radio stations. That's how it started. And then people picked it up. And before they realized Rwanda was consumed in a gulf of a brutal war. We must look at these events as examples of how we should guard against going on that path. And the GJA, the Media Commission, and all relevant stakeholders, I'm surprised about the level of monitoring. Because in 1997, when I started radio, media, I can tell you, sir, the level of monitoring of what happened on radio stations were quite high. Even though one could make arguments, and then radio and TV stations not also too much in the area, there is no personnel enough to do the monitoring 24 hours. But in the 90s, and I was telling someone a while ago, I really missed the 90s. Milia, you can't say these things and get away with it. Saying once before you even finish saying it, your studio manager or your station manager would have removed you from the station. before one.
I said, and then radio and TV, I done a platform for insults. For just I don't understand, and nobody is talking until say BBS affected the media people. I am part of the media industry. But I have to say, nobody is calling me to order. Then you come and read statements. And why do we do this?
That is the hypocrisy. And also, stations, and because of competition, though, stations are more interested in likes and clicks. Send the president, said the Doga car in Gunu. Now I'm for a job on so and you value no more than say, well, you are doing it professionally. You know, you are cross-checking your facts. You don't just say anything. And you say the other about and no, people don't value that. You know, they value the people who would make noise, who would insult, who would incite, and it's not broadcasting. I'm
more politicians,
Oh no. Ghana politicians beat epic, but clearly, we have only one country. A few people, essay or minor, it would affect all of us. Some of us have younger kids, and I'm sure that you've heard in the background a child making noise and trying to take my phone from me. So we have